Okay, I just went outside to film the new whatever they put on the pole, transmitter or transformer or something they put outside on the pole. And I think I'm just gonna redo this video because I came back and look at, this is what my wiggle looks like. So while I'm outside, my neighbors all have transmitters, receivers, beacons, antennas that pick up on my non-consensual body area network and mine me for slow kill profit missions. And here's just a few. I was just outside here, you know, for a few minutes, probably, you know, not even 5 minutes. And I'll show you a few. Nordic Semiconductor. Look at that, Nordic Semiconductor. What else went? Look at that. It's in between the ferrules and the crestals. Look at that. So they're hooking up to your non-consensual body home area network. How much are my neighbors profiting? How much are my neighbors profiting off of this? I'd like to know. Look at that. So see, yeah, I was standing about right here. This is where they put the new pole. And look at that, Carolyn Cressel's over there, and the Myers, and the Browns, and the... Okay, I'm gonna show you what it looked like a minute ago. It might take a while to populate. So this is what I woke up to it looking like. And then... So yeah, I mean, these are all devices in my environment. Look at that. That's what those all look like. That's what they look like. I've got 6 beacons coming in from the United States Space, or no, that's Playas, New Mexico Military Training Center. So here it is. This is what my wiggle looked like this morning. So I've got beacons, antennas, receivers, their MAC addresses. It goes all the way up to the iron mine, the Mintech mines in Mountain Iron, Minnesota. And then up to just past Friedenberg Township up north of me here. And I'm being bombarded nonstop with an LE Bose sound system. So I'm being murdered with a sound system. My neighbors. I had some beacons. Somebody up in Canada here, actually, last night it went to, look at that, the Blue Mountain Police Department and Fire Station up in Canada. See that right there? That's up in Canada. My environment. See that? Witt's wife, Witt's family lives across the street. Look at that. Nate Gear. So I have they have some kind of antenna receiver over in Superior. It looks like it's at like a bar, at a bar. Show you a few more, I guess. This is my environment. I'm being swamped with radio frequency. I felt like I hardly have gotten any sleep the last 2 days. I feel like I've been hit with a Mack truck. I'm feeling pretty rough. You know, just pounding on my head, my body, all different kinds of zaps and pounds, and just generally feeling like you're being fried to death. So that these people can make money and kill you off of fake life insurance, and they invest in you like on the stock exchange. They traffic and they broadcast you. Look at all that. It's my neighborhood. Your neighbors are... This is how they're making a living now in the United States of America. It's a silent Holocaust. Look at that. I endured direct energy weapons, voices in my daughter's head. And before I forget, you know, my power company actually is owned by BlackRock now. Look at this. This is my environment. They've got, you know, I have antennas coming in from all over the United States. These are all weaponized, monetized UMTS, IMSI mobile cell towers. They're in every community. You know, here's, I have untold numbers of these AT&T mobilities in my environment. And they, you know, UMTS, there's documents to tell you that it's hazardous to your health. So see, that one's ends in 250. These were back to back. There's a plethora of them in there. See, this is what they look like. See, it's coming from my neighbor down the street here. They follow you. This is, you know, internet intrusion. This is my IPv4 mapper. These are neighbors coming in with antennas, beacons, transmitters, receivers, profiting. Here's two neighbors. My neighbors next door, the Cressels and the Myers there. She's a daycare lady. My daughter, we used her when we first moved here. I don't know what happened, but my daughter said one day, please don't make me go back there, crying. So, you know, I don't know. Here it says my IP location is off the coast of Africa at the United States Space Force. Here's an example. I've got, you know, a whole bunch of beacons coming in from, you know, this neighborhood of Superior, Wisconsin. This is live what it looked like. These are mobile cell towers, and that's the, you know, the frequency that is harming me, killing me. This is attempted murder. There's my school. I live in Duluth, Minnesota, and I went to school at Superior High School. So they're making money. My high school is making money off of my family's oppression and torture. You know, trafficked all over the world. I just got another medical bill. $240 medical bill. I'm nearing $4 million in fraudulent medical bills. You know, I found my entire family's social security numbers on what's called the GMI utility financial repository. Over 100,000. They've changed it. I haven't been able to look for a couple years, but at that time I had over 100,000 financial LEIs in our social security number. Here I found a 500, I don't even know, 0.0000000 euro financial oil and gas transaction to the Dutch bank in a source code in my computer. Here we are. Here's two Minnesota school districts that found attached to our social security number, and you can't even say that it isn't true because one of my best friend's niece is the IT girl for one of these school districts here, the St. Cloud School District. Isn't that awful? Beacons coming in from all over the United States Space Force right there. How many is that? 2, 4, 6, 7. United States Space Force. The new profit angle. So look at all these MAC addresses. They're making money off of each one of those. They're trafficking me. So I'm going to go out and show you that. I don't know if it has something to do. It didn't show up like this until that new transformer or something is out on the pole. My neighbors, look at that. My neighbors all profiting off of our oppression and torture and being swamped. See the nonstop with this LE bows. Okay, I'm going to go out there and show you. I want to take this with so I can record what they hook up to me. See, there it is. All the way up to the Mountain Iron, Minnesota. That's the iron mines there. It's the iron mines. Mintac. So they're connecting to me all the way here back in Duluth, Minnesota, profiting off my family's oppression and torture. Again, I'll show you what one of these looks like. Netgear extension 5G. Oh, that's a little one. So see that? They're connecting to me all the way from Superior, Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure that's a bar right there. What does that say? 616 Tower Avenue. I'll have to look up. Whoops, I should have finished looking at that. So look at that. So then there's also one, somebody here on, has one on Providence Road. What is that? 25, I can't even see, 84? Not even sure what, I have to look. I can't see. Look at that. How ugly is that? And that's, you know, they're all like that, just about, you know what I mean? Okay, let's go out to the poll. Just want to document the poll. My dead tree. They hit that tree twice now. They hit that tree twice. My dead trees in my front yard. Look at that. They took down that one up there in the corner. This one's been hit twice. My neighbor parks his cars under there, and my wiggle ward driving goes right over there, so he has some kind of device in there. And then this one right there was taken down as well. And he gets the free, I get stocked with maroon and blue cars, so he got the free maroon car. These people are serial killers. This is how they're making this guy here. You know, new couple that nonstop. That house has been totally redone. You know, new cement driveway, new garage. There's never no garage. Anyway, here we go. Look at this. Is what they put outside my house. This is what they put outside my house. Isn't that ugly? And now I'm connecting all the way to the iron mines. The guy at the end of the block, the guy down there at the end of the block has a commercial cellular tower, Minnesota cellular tower. He's a serial killer. Then I think he lets people put their trailers on his property, and then they have beacons in them trafficking me as well. He's new. He has a lot of beacons, and you know, they're all involved pretty much. And those people up there in the middle house there with the red Jeep, they're the Witts family. The Brown, the Carlsons, they're all heavily involved. This guy's pretty new. He's got huge amounts of beacons. Carolyn Kressel, the neighbor lady, holy cow, I've talked about her. She's, you know, they took my grandchildren and I gotta fix my thing. You know, magically it came off. Every year. You know, she's involved in with the house that when they took my grandchildren and put them in foster care. They put them in a house that her husband is listed at living at, and it was just horrible conditions. And you know, I got him out of there. But anyway, I'm just documenting that new transformer, whatever. And now I have that row of beacons here. I'll look at it before I turn off the video. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. You know, voices in my daughter's head. So this is what happened. Spectrum Mobile, they're using the NSA created algorithm to mine you for Bitcoin. It says right on there, look up SHA-1. It's a NSA created algorithm for cryptocurrency transactions. Look at that. 15 observations. Home network guest. So when you're outside, you know, they can hook up to your, so look at that, that's down the street. That came from down the street. You know, I was way over here. Here's me. Yeah, see, I'm right here. And that's who's profiting off of you there. They're using this Spectrum. Spectrum is a weapon system. Spectrum is usually a person has a Spectrum setup, but they also have the Spectrum Mobile. So this is a money, you know, this is human trafficking. It's modern day slavery. It's geo-slavery. It's modernized clandestine MK Ultra. Look at that one. Ish, ugly. Coming between the neighbors there. You know, how much money are they all making? How much money are these people making off of your life, off your family's oppression and torture? Voices in my daughter's head. They've screwed up my entire family's life forever. It will never... They've stolen our lives. They've stolen our lives. And how I'm all the way up. It's glitchy today. I don't know what's going on. Look at that. See, they've got to have some kind of beacon or something. See, is something going on here? There we go. Labels is turned off. Look at that. Rusty nuts. Let's see what rusty nuts looks like. See if we can find a rusty nuts in here. That's that guy in that new house. That's his device. And the little gray one underneath that pole. Rusty nuts. Here's a rusty nuts. Look at that. Look at that. 500. It maxes out at 512 observations. See that? Look at all the devices. See all those dots? The blue ones are mobile cell towers. The colored are Wi-Fi and Bluetooth devices. And the blue ones are mobile cell towers, ISMI towers. That's what's in my environment right now. These people have beacons, antennas, transmitters, receivers. They're human trafficking scumbags. This is a silent Holocaust. This is history, and I'm documenting it. And I have a new beacon in my... I don't know what that is. Did I say that now my power company is owned by BlackRock? My power company in Minnesota. I live in Duluth, Minnesota. It was bought by BlackRock. We also have a new Amazon center here, and they're trying to put a new data center just down the road from me. Right down this road, right here, right at the end. They're going to put it there. They want to put a new data center right... Not even that far. Midway Road. Somewhere around here, anyway. Just down the road. They want to put a new data center in Hermantown there. Right there. All right. This is history. cyber torture, defined by United Nations Torture Rapporteur Nils Melzer, my entire family on the OFAC Watchlist, ridiculously tied to the names of like Osama bin Laden and actual drug lords and terrorists all over the world, Venezuela and Hong Kong, and research institutions and the Russian Federation. And, you know, we're just average citizens that somebody decided to make us a business plan. And I actually think that it had something to do with, you know, we have the tuberculosis born in my family tree. My grandfather died of tuberculosis in the 30s, and I believe that, you know, I'm generational, you know, by the looks of, you know, my progression of research and knowledge. It's telling me that these people have been, this gang stalking and data mining has been going on for a long time. You know, it's zersersetzung. It was taken from the East German Stasi. All right, documenting my new transformer or whatever. I don't know if that has something to do with me connecting all the way to the iron mines. The iron mines are mining me for data, energy, currency for slow kill profit mission. And actually, I'm going to try and work. Got sidetracked yesterday. I was meant to work on a... so my daughter literally went... This is how they human traffic you. She... a bachelorette party. I live in Duluth, Minnesota. Had a bachelorette party in Scottsdale, Arizona. She was gone from, Thursday to just yesterday. I mean, who does that? And I actually had, thank goodness, I had her put me on, like, tracker. So when I was on my trip, she could know where I was. And so she put herself on, and I didn't even think about it till just like almost the last day she was there. I wished I'd have thought about it earlier. But anyway, I was able to see the address of where she, where the Airbnb was. And that Airbnb had like 19 people listed at living there, and a whole bunch of them, you know, immediately came back to up here in Minnesota and up in the, you know, Silver Bay, Grand Marais area over here in, you know, I talk about this area here, Maple, Lake Nebagamon. You know, I was brought to Lake Nebagamon by the University of Wisconsin Superior Chancellor's daughter when I was only like in, you know, elementary school. And it's those people that I find, I believe, that are a huge part of my modernized clandestine MK Ultra cyber torture, slow kill profit scheme, identity theft. It's the same names of people. And, you know, and again, you know, I've done just, you know, countless hours of investigation in People Search because I have these beacons coming in from all over the world. And, you know, I can tell you these are, you know, many of them are military members, you know, past, present, future, I don't know. But, yeah, my daughter was at a bachelorette party, you know, thousands of miles away from home, and then to tie the residence there back here is not coincidence. And you know, again, they look military, and then once they're out of the military, then they get involved in you know, the same businesses. A lot of them are, you know, insurance brokers, real estate, you know, they all consulting firms, LLCs, telecommunication, medical, you know, somehow in the biomedical field, bioengineering. So, yeah. All right, it's, what is it today? Tuesday, April 26th. I mean, my goodness, I'm shook up. Tuesday, the 28th of April, 2026, and it's 9:21 a.m. Documenting cyber torture. Feeling like you just don't know how long you're going to make it when they're pounding on your head with direct energy weapons and being bombarded with radio frequency and UMTS hazardous infrasound and whatnot. All right, this turned out longer than I planned, but thank you. Cyber torture over and out. History, diary, Lisa Davis, family in Duluth, Minnesota. My daughter being tortured to death with the voice-to-skull technology. And actually my sister died in '94 at age 34, hearing voices in the '80s. My poor sister, I thought she was mentally ill. She died alone in an assisted living in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is for her. This is for you, Susan. I won't stop. I won't be silent. This is our life, and they're being stolen. They're being stolen for money. Over and out.